One of the biggest shortcomings of PSVR titles to date is an overabundance of puzzle and exploration titles, and a lack of true virtual reality adventures. More often than not, it's about the experience itself, and story is left behind as developers seek to master the art of immersion. And rightfully so. VR is first and foremost a captivating experience. That said, I personally find rich story and true sense of adventure to be a crucial piece of just about any source of media I can get my hands on. When Apex Construct released back in February 2018, I had my reserves. We all have them, as we have seen many great-looking titles come our way leading to our utter disappointment. Let's take a dive in the details. One of my favorite aspects of this game is its atmosphere. There's something seemingly empty, for a lack of better terms, as you are immersed in this colorful, lifeless world. In many ways, it really captures this sense of isolation, but not in a horror genre sense, but more as the last stand for humanity kind of way. The mechanics of this game work really well. Using dual move controllers, you will easily be able to traverse this dystopian world, all while wielding your trusty bow, and believe me, you're gonna need it. The combat in this game starts out simple enough, but quickly rears its head as enemies become increasingly more deadly. The bow play in this game is of the best I have experienced in VR, with great accuracy and realistic feel. The challenges and puzzles are difficult, and I often find myself lost within this alternative universe. But for me, this was absolutely fantastic, as it added more time and inspection to the game's overall story, combat, and exploration. As a side note, one of the things I loved about this game was its inventory and dashboard system. This seems minimal and almost not worth mentioning in a VR title review, but it is one of the more engaging systems I've ever used, perhaps next to the infamous title, Rec Room. Once loaded into each beautifully crafted world, transitions and movement are near flawless, with only one minor issue I have found. Often while attempting to traverse over rock-like textures, I have noticed my character will become stuck on an invisible wall in the environment. Usually, I'm able to move or wiggle around this, but there have been several times that I actually needed to teleport over this obstacle, and as the game does not offer jumping as an alternative to teleportation, this can be an immersion breaker. Further, while much of the sound design is very well done in this game, there were moments where the sound editing could use some major work. The non-linear storytelling style can be difficult at times, as you are often revisiting previous areas for things you were unable to reach or doors you were unable to open upon your last visit. I only put this in as a bad thing because I know some players may become frustrated with this repetition, however I will say I absolutely loved it. As always, I played this game on an original PS4 and I loved the look of this game. The environment is rich with detail, while the art style leaves little to nothing to be desired. Some of the landscapes are truly surreal as you adventure through its beauty. It should be noted, however, that in a few choice places I had noticed some gaps left within textures. Essentially, this will leave an open space for the player to look through at the back end or backdrop of the environment. These are far and few between, but it did stand out to my eye. When it comes to VR, this is one of my favorite to date. The story brings you in head first, as the environment and the enemies keep you on the lookout at all times. While I wouldn't call this a groundbreaking VR experience by any means, what it does very, very well, and I loved it. Apex Construct has taken a solid spot on my top 10 list of titles for the PSVR. It's rich with story, it's adventurous and engaging, and its challenge is one worth undertaking. If you haven't played this game, play this game. If you have played this game, you will most likely agree when I say my only real regret was not playing it sooner.